pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this, the first regular transmission from STV Channel 8, your Sunraysia television service. Now, we don't intend to go along with a lot of lengthy speeches tonight, but I do have important guests here with me in the studio this evening, and I'd like you to meet them. And the first of them is the Chairman of Directors of Sunraysia Television Limited, Mr. C.D. Lanyon.
Thank you, Mr. Varden. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight sees the culmination of a long and difficult operation. The original application for this commercial television licence was lodged on 9th January 1953. From that date until applications were in fact called for a licence in the Mildura area, trends in television were studied mainly by Max Foley, and constant contact maintained not only with the control board, the PMG department and commercial operators, but with all available television authorities. This area is the smallest community in Australia, with the exception of Broken Hill, to have been granted a commercial television licence. The directors of my company gave very serious consideration to all aspects of the proposal. We submitted the case at an open inquiry to the Broadcasting Control Board, and that body, in its wisdom, in due course, granted Sunraysia Television Limited the licence for the Mildura area. The directors have no illusions about the magnitude of the task we have undertaken, but we feel, with the wholehearted cooperation and interest of you, the viewers, in this area, we can supply from STV8 something to entertain you, perhaps in some way inform you, and as far as our shareholders are concerned, in the end see a reasonable return on the capital they have seen fit to entrust to us. The cooperation we have had from everyone in the PMG department has been really wonderful and is greatly appreciated. It would be fair to say that this station could not possibly have been established except for the sharing arrangements with the national station, although we would like to make it quite clear, as Mr. Smith, Director of Post and Telegraphs, pointed out on Monday evening, the opening of the national station, we will have to pay our full share in the installation and the maintenance that follows. However, we are confident that this district justifies the establishment of a commercial television station, and we look for your support, help, and, if necessary, your criticism. I'm now pleased to introduce Mr. W.J. Caffrey, Deputy Chairman of STV8.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Mr. Lanyon. When it comes to acknowledging and saying thanks to the people who have made a project such as this possible, it's almost impossible to avoid missing some very deserving person. However, on behalf of Sunraysia Television Limited, I would like to thank particularly Charles Lanyon and Max Foley, because if it had not been for their untiring effort, we possibly would not be on TV this evening. Our chief engineer, Alex Stewart, arriving from Perth only a few weeks ago, has done little else but work on our equipment. We do appreciate what he has done. Ted Varden, who will become, I hope, very well known to you in front of our camera, brings to the station a wealth of experience and has worked terribly hard and long hours building something out of nothing. Leo Benedict has organised the film library, and arrangements in fact proving very a jack of all trades, as in Bruce Batterham, our senior technician. We would just like at this stage to say thanks for the work done in rather hectic and difficult circumstances. Our thanks are due to the staff of Sunraysia and 3MA for their cooperation and ever-willing assistance. We welcome inspection of our Mildura studio by getting in contact with 18 Deacon Avenue or ring Mildura 3024 for an entry card. Thanking you for all your interest in this STV8.